I could put in a request, but I'm just gonna let you surprise us here with the song.
All right. Well, so I didn't know what I was gonna play either, but just talking about
I could put one in, but
yeah, right. Well, maybe I'll do two. What's your request if you have one?
oh gosh, I would say, hmm, how about she's a little bit?
She's a little
That's
bit cool.
Man, I think that's if I had to pick a hit, I think that's got to go over pretty well with your audience. Yeah, I like she's a little bit, or you know me, the bottom line. So
Yeah, let's go. She's a little bit, and then I'll play the one that I was thinking of from our baseball talk. But yeah, she's a
all
little
right,
bit. Here we go. She's a little bit, just a second. She's a little bit, all day long. She's a little bit, always right. She's a little bit, never wrong. She's a little bit, conversation. She's a little, don't talk to me. She's a little bit, who I dream of. She's the only one I see. She's a little bit hard to read. She's a little bit of a picture book. She's a little bit, close your eyes. She's a little, okay, now look. She's a rooftop, dancing twilight. She's a kiss beneath the rain. She's glowing in the sunlight. She's brighter in the shade. She's turning what I wanted into everything I need. She's a little bit just herself, and I love her totally. She's a rooftop, dancing twilight. She's a kiss beneath the rain. She's glowing in the sunlight. She's brighter in the shade. I said she's turning what I wanted into everything I need. She's a little bit just herself, and I love her totally.
loved it, man.
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you. But yeah, I'll do one more if that's cool. Is that all right?
absolutely.
Yeah. So this one is a song that I wrote. I wrote the music on the bus. So I had that little guitar, and I was out in, somewhere in the Southwest, not pitching well, and I wanted to come home and just be with my friends and family. And I didn't write the lyrics till I got home, but yeah, it was one of those times where I was like, I just got this riff that keeps repeating and repeating and repeating, and I know there's something there, so I'm gonna let it marinate, and the time was right to write the lyrics. So this is a song called "Coming Home." See the world, they say, regret it if you stay. Go out and find yourself, so I'm on my way. My whole life ahead, so much I haven't seen. Time is on my side, chasing my dreams, or so it seems. There's no place I could go countryside or Broadway show that compares to coming home to you. I've seen the city lights, slept under stars at night. I swam the clearest ocean and drank the finest wine. But I'm just passing time. The moon is following me through a bus window. I want to bring it with me all the way home. Man, I need to come home. There's no place I could go, no mountain or open road, countryside or Broadway show that compares to coming home to you. I'm coming home. Coming home.
All right, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Man, I gotta throw a 5, a 10, or a 20 in your guitar case if I could. Yeah, that was
It'd be a
awesome.
far throw from where you are to where I am.
Have you played that? Have you played "Coming Home"? Have you performed that live yet?
Yeah, a million times. Yeah, that one's on my album Day 3, and I've actually released another live version of that this year. So I didn't think we needed another one on DZB 2023, but yeah, that's a favorite of mine to play live.
Well, and I was telling you before the episode started, there's a really special song that you play at the end of the Sisters in Song episode. I won't ask you to play it here, but I mean, unless you want to play one more. But that had a really deep meaning. I've had a guest on this show, Dan Kabelka from Chatham, Kent, Ontario, Canada, and he's a 2-time heart transplant recipient, and he shared a special story when he was last on the podcast about meeting his donor's mother, I believe, one of his first donor's mother, after about 30 years, and it was a really special experience. And then they formed a friendship separate from that connection. They were able to kind of get past that and form a friendship. But anyway, when I heard that song today on that episode, it was very moving for me, and I can't wait for my friend Dan to hear it as well.
Yeah, well, that's amazing, and what a story, and what a brave way to share that too on a podcast, because that's a really intimate moment. And when I first wrote this song, it was the same story I had seen from a friend of mine in college, and I was like, I wrote this song, but it's okay if you don't want me to ever share it. And I understand if that's too much for you. And she and her family listened to it, and they were like, nope, go play it, go do it. And, it's that I changed names and that sort of thing. But, yeah, this is that moment of a recipient of a heart transplant meeting the mother of the donor, which is just unimaginable. So I'll play it. Why not? Right? I've got my guitar.
Yeah.
I'm on
One more.
I'm on Dan time. Here we go. This is called "I'm Not Leaving."
They haven't turned the lights on yet, so
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
one more, folks.
One more. Here we go. Felt her son's heart beating chest of another man. The accident took Jackson, but gave this man a second chance. She bowed her head a moment from the weight of the memory. The last thing Jackson told her as he faded soft and sweet: I'm not leaving you behind, 'cause I'm not leaving you at all. She picked her head up slowly. Can I ask a favor of you? Can you go to see the Badlands? Jackson always wanted to. He said, ma'am, I would be honored, more than you'll ever know. I will bring him to Dakota, and everywhere I ever go. I'm not leaving you behind, 'cause I'm not leaving you at all. Almost 10 years later, the man said his goodbyes, and his body turned to soil, sending roses to the sky. A young girl picked a yellow one, and she gave it to her best friend, with a note in her best cursive. It said, together through the end. I'm not leaving you behind, 'cause I'm not leaving you at all. I'm not leaving you behind, 'cause I'm not leaving you at all. Thank you so much.
Dan, well, first of all, do you have a P.O. box where I can send you my receipt for the box of Kleenex? Do I get reimbursed? Do I scan and email that to you, and you just send me? That was so powerful.
Thank you.
well, everybody that just heard that performance, you took it in your own special way. I just loved the way it ends, and how commitment to someone is passed on. How you tell that story.
Thank you.
Incredible. Just an incredible song. I love what I heard about your wife's. Usually, she has some advice or some criticism, and she said no notes.
No notes. Yeah, and it's a rare thing, but yeah, it was one of those things where I just felt like I said everything I needed to say, and she agreed. So I'm happy to take that. Yeah.
Well, on that note, Dan, I'm probably getting the hook here from my wife. As we're recording this, it's coming up on 9:00 our time, and I have so enjoyed this conversation with you. I hope you have as well.
Same to you. Yes, this has been great. Thanks so much, Dan.
And everybody listening, be sure to. I really shouldn't even have to tell you now. You've heard the man perform. What more do you need to hear? Go out there and add this music to your catalog. Again, you got a trip planned for spring break coming up. You're driving somewhere for a few hours. Play DZB 2023. You're going to have 4 or 5 people in the car, even if it's not your cup of tea, which how could it not be? Someone's going to just say, hey, who is this? What is this? Who are you listening to, Dad? Or whatever. Add this to your catalog. And Dan's also got Day 3 bumpers, some other material out there for download. Check it out. If you're in the tri-state area, Dan's performing something like half the year anyway, right?
Pretty
so
much,
a good chance you could see him live.
Thank you. Yeah, no, and all my stuff's at danzlotnick.com. There's shows, there's music, there's videos, ways to reach out, get in touch, and love to meet people all over the world. So come say hi wherever you are.
And amazingly enough, there is another Dan Zlotnick musician. So be sure to throw that C in, the CK at the end, or you'll land on a different avenue.
Maybe a future Dan Time guest.
Right. All right. Connect with Dan on social media. This will be in the show notes too, but where do they find you on those channels?
Again, just if you search Dan Zlotnick, that's pretty much, it's nice having a name like that, Zlotnick. And I'm pretty easy to find on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I've been trying out TikTok a little bit, but those first 3 are the main ones, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Okay, Dan, best to you in 2024 as we move through the year here. Can't wait to hear what you got coming up next. And I got to ask, would you make a return visit to the Dan Time podcast sometime next year? Or?
Absolutely. Yeah, if my name is still Dan, I'm happy to do it. So, no, but seriously, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I appreciate the research you've done on my music and the kind words. It means a lot. So, thank you.
It's been a blast. Okay, folks, and remember a couple things here. This episode is a great reminder. If you're feeling down, you're feeling low, you're grieving, you lost somebody, and get out there, seek out people. There are people that are going through similar experiences, and they're there for you. And even if you just need some more time, you're not ready to get around to someone or talk about it. Listen to Dan Zlotnick. Listen to some of his songs. It'll put a smile on your face. And I think he did that today on this appearance. So be good to each other, and just remember, be kind to yourself, even though it's hard to do. Be kind to yourself. That's it for this episode of Dan Time. We'll see you next Sunday on the Dan Time podcast. Thank you, Dan Zlotnick. Take care, my friend.
You too. Thank you so much.